Hello and a very warm welcome. Today, we are going to be unlocking the blueprint for excellence in hospitality. We're going to dive deep into something called standard operating procedures, or as you'll always hear them called, SOPs. These are absolutely essential for creating those unforgettable guest experiences. My work really focuses on that sweet spot where technology and hospitality meet, and believe me, I've seen firsthand just how critical structure is to making modern hotels run smoothly. So a special welcome to all the students from Europe Hotel School joining us today. Our whole goal here is to give you the practical tools you'll need to become the future leaders of this amazing industry. All right, so here's our curriculum for today, broken down into 4 key parts. We're going to start with the foundation of excellence. Then we'll get really practical with crafting the operations manual. After that, and this is a big one, we'll explore that crucial balance between structure and personality. And finally, we'll wrap it all up with how you can forge your own path to excellence. Sound good? Let's get started. Okay, first things first, the foundation. Here, we're going to break down the very core of what makes a hotel run with, well, the precision of a Swiss watch. So, what exactly is a standard operating procedure, an SOP? To put it simply, it's the hotel's official rulebook. It's a detailed step-by-step guide for pretty much every single action a staff member takes, from how they check in a guest to how they clean a room. It is, without a doubt, the bedrock of a consistent experience. Now, what I love about this slide is just how clearly it shows the 2 different worlds you can live in. With SOPs, you get consistency, you get objectivity, you get precision. But without them, well, you're inviting fragmented service, inconsistent quality, and frankly, just operational chaos. The difference is night and day. And for your guest, that's the difference between a stay they'll rave about and one they'll, well, forget. Let's make this real. SOPs govern everything. I mean, the big things and the tiny things. We're talking about the standard to answer a phone within 3 rings, or the exact way to fold the toilet paper into that perfect triangle, or the specific words your team uses to greet a guest when they walk in. It's all these tiny, consistent details that, when you add them all up, create a really powerful brand experience. And this really gets to their most important job. SOPs are the absolute bedrock of quality control. They give managers a clear, objective way to measure how everyone's doing. If a standard isn't being met, there's no confusion, no gray area. You can point right to the specific step in the SOP and give really focused, constructive feedback. So if SOPs are the rules, how do they actually get written and organized? Well, that brings us right into our second section, crafting the operations manual. This is all about architecting precision in every single department. So who writes these incredibly important documents? It's a huge undertaking, and it usually falls to the department heads during that intense, high-pressure pre-opening phase of a new hotel. Can you imagine? Each leader has to create a complete departmental operations manual, detailing every single procedure for their team, right from scratch. Let's take housekeeping, for example. A really well-designed SOP spells out the exact sequence for cleaning a room. You start at the farthest point, let's say the balcony, and you work your way systematically inward, finishing right at the door. So why do that? It's a methodical process that guarantees you don't leave any dust behind, and it maximizes your efficiency. It's basically cleaning, but elevated to a science. And it's exactly the same for the front office. Their manual isn't just about simple check-ins, it's packed with precise scripts for handling those really high-stress situations. Things like an overbooking crisis or trying to de-escalate a really unhappy guest. SOPs give the staff the confidence to face these tough challenges head-on, not with fear. Now, this brings us to a really crucial and honestly an often misunderstood point, where structure meets personality. This is where we move from the science of running a hotel to the art of flexible excellence. So here it is, the most crucial point. SOPs are not meant to turn your staff into robots. They are a framework, a guide, not a cage. The most effective SOPs are the ones that are written to align with and actually to amplify the hotel's unique concept and brand. For instance, imagine a very formal, classic luxury hotel. The SOP for answering the phone there is going to demand polish and precision. The script might be something like, "Good evening, the Grandeur Hotel. This is James speaking. How may I be of assistance to you?" See, every word is chosen to project sophistication. But now, let's contrast that with a playful, trendy boutique hotel. The SOP there is going to call for a totally different vibe. Something like, Hi there, you've reached the Vibe Hotel. What can I do for you today? It's friendly, it's energetic, and it's perfectly on brand. It's the same procedure, answering the phone, but a completely different execution tailored to the brand. And at the end of the day, that's the goal, isn't it? SOPs have to provide that essential structure and safety, but they also have to leave enough room for an employee's personality to shine through. That right there is how you make sure your hotel feels like a warm, welcoming home and not a cold, sterile factory. All right, let's bring all of this together. In our final section, we're going to talk about your path to excellence and how you can take this blueprint and use it to build an incredible career for yourself. So, what are the big takeaways here? First, SOPs provide that non-negotiable structure and safety. They really are the foundation of quality control. Second, and this is so important, they have to be flexible enough to let that human personality shine. And finally, they must always be a direct reflection of the hotel's unique concept. So, I'm going to leave you with a question to think about. As a future leader in this industry, how will you use the power of SOPs not just to manage your teams, but to truly inspire them? How will you build a genuine culture of excellence? The answer to that question, well, that will define your career.